their research papers on a policy. And those are interesting. But what's really interesting is I asked them on the day before we leave for break last week, I said, if you have a prayer request, would you drop this little piece of paper in my Bible? And these 17, 18-year-old kids, a couple were here today, everything's great, they're going to live forever, and life is wonderful, and they get these little pieces of paper in my Bible, and I go home and I read them, and I'm totally heartbroken. Because beneath the surface of I'm going to live forever, life is great, I have 1,000 followers today or something on my TikTok, or 100,000 Caleb Chase, or 1 million, I guess. But there, I said, just put a word or two, and the words are the same over and over and over again, year after year. And it's loneliness, anxiety, stress, family, relationships, my future. Um, and they're only 17, 18. How much have they gone through of the pain that comes with all those things? And if it's their first time going through it, they have this false sense that, well, once I get to my next set of circumstances, once I get to college, once I get leave home, once I leave San Antonio, once I leave this friend group, everything's going to be different and life's going to be beautiful. And the reality that those of us on the other side of the age spectrum know is that circumstances may change, but those inner feelings of anxiety and stress and doubt and fear and restlessness don't go away, because we're living in a fallen, broken world. And the only antidote to those things is not change of circumstances, but a change of heart. And that change of heart only comes by responding to the gospel of Jesus Christ. So what we're doing here in these few weeks is going through the book of Malachi in order to prepare us for what? For the coming of Jesus Christ at Christmas. That God broke into the world. God broke into the world to offer us the solution to that stress, anxiety, fallenness, brokenness, that pain that we live in this world. So the antidote is not in the externals, but it's on the internal. So let's try and focus today, now that the weather is actually Christmas-like, to prepare ourselves for the birth of Christ. It's more than a celebration of family and friends. It's a time of rejoicing that God did something for us to restore us from our state of brokenness, which doesn't go away until the second coming. So let's live in the hope and the joy of Christmas by rededicating or dedicating our hearts to the Lord today. So welcome.
Well, good morning, church family. We are the Fortunes. I'm Daryl. This is my lovely wife, Tracy. And it's an honor to kick off the Advent season. And this morning, we're going to be lighting the prophet's candle. And as Isaiah 9, 2 through 7 tells us, the people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on you. You shall multiply the nation. You shall increase their gladness. They will be glad in your presence, and the gladness of harvest. And men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For you shall break the yoke of their burden and the staff on their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor as at the battle of Midian. For every boot of the booted warrior in the battle of tumult, and cloak rolled in blood, will be burning, fuel for the fire. For a child will be born to us, a son will be given to us, and the government will rest on his shoulders. And his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, and Prince of Peace.
The prophet, the prophecy candle represents the prophets of God. The scriptures remind us that the prophets of God predicted and expected the coming God's promises are sure and not one has ever failed. Kings and kingdoms will pass away, but the promises